Hey everybody, thanks for checking in. Just wanted to go ahead and, well, apparently we need to have Maggie in this video today. Just wanted to go ahead and post another video in case it helps anybody out. Just talking about electrical setup and where you put everything. And basically, you know, what I just did is we've got the new, all right, there we go, Maggie, come on, there we go. So basically, we got the new tank coming in a couple weeks here, and I wanted to make sure that we're not going to run into a situation where I'm putting a ton of load on old, electrical sockets. So I've got one right here. I'll try and put it closer to the video, and I've got another one over there. But you know, when we bought this house, really don't know how old some of these plugs were, and it just seems like it was a good idea to go ahead and change them out. So I've got one in here in the back area where I'm actually just running my power line Ethernet cable for the Apex. Even though the Apex can run on Wi-Fi, it just makes more sense to go ahead and still have the Ethernet connection since the power line Ethernet system works so well. And everything else, all my electronics are run through this cabinet, which will be going away, but the new cabinet underneath is still going to have all the electronics. A lot of people who are in this trade, they love putting all their electronics in this area where the sump is. And maybe it's because you don't have any other place to put it. I know that a lot of people are starting to put them in different areas, which that's super key. After having worked in areas where you get to work with a lot of fire marshals and whatnot, and they say that especially down here in South Florida, 50% of the time when there's a fire and there's a fish tank in the house, it's because they had an electrical fire because of the fish tank that's in the house. And once I kind of had that epiphany and had that told to me, it just made a ton of sense, because what happens with salt, you get salt creep. Salt creeps everywhere, especially in these sockets. So what I went ahead and did was, even though it may not be necessary, it costs $1 more to get the weather resistant plugs. It's not a huge investment, and what that means is it's going to have a stainless steel as opposed to an aluminum or a lower grade steel. At least that's what they say on the packages. So you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you like, get the weather resistant ones. If you're putting any kind of electrical stuff next to your tank, whether you've got one over there, one over here, there's still going to be salt in the general area. Just do it. So I wanted to go ahead and just show you guys what these old crummy sockets look like. I mean, they're rusted. If I had known that this was here, I probably would have changed them out years ago. We've been at this place for 5 years, and it just made sense to go ahead and change it out. So if you guys have the space next to your tank, move all of your electrical gear out of your sump area. Just freaking do it, because it just, unless you have a sealed apparatus to go ahead and put all of your electrical equipment in this little area, something's going to happen. And do yourself, a favor. Go take a look at your plugs for your equipment if you have your equipment in here, which I used to. I had it in there for a couple years until I had this told to me. But take a look at your plugs and see, they already may have that kind of greenish kind of tinge to them, and that just could be that you mistakenly were plugging stuff out and plugging it in, and you got a little bit of salt water in it and you didn't even notice it, or you had it resting on something. Whatever the case, I've found plugs that I didn't even realize already had that greenish degradation of the socket and the plug, and you're plugging that into an Apex, which is a really expensive piece of equipment. Granted, I think most of the Apexes have kind of a gold lining on their actual plugs, which I guess if it's coated properly, that means it's going to help try and neutralize some of that stuff that's going in there. But once I show this to you, hopefully the camera can focus on it. You'll probably realize it's just a really bad idea to put any of your electronics near there. So, but again, I get some of you are in a smaller setting, an apartment, you don't necessarily have everywhere to put it. You know what? Do what some of these guys do and girls. Make a box on the side of your aquarium stand. It totally works. They've got some really good solutions out for it now, and you really don't have an excuse because it's already kind of an expensive hobby. For maybe $100, you can go ahead and mount stuff on the side. So I super encourage you guys to do it. So that's it for me preaching in this episode. I'm going to go ahead and show you what these look like, just in case you want to take a look. And here we go. So let's see. Make sure that this can focus in here. Let's see. No. Hopefully this is coming out, but maybe it's not. Let's see if I can at least get this to focus in here. There we go. In case that helps you guys. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is actually going to focus or not, but there you go. Yeah, that came into focus right there. So get this, and let's see if I can get this to focus in right here. So you can see. There we go. Oh, that came out pretty good. There you go. So just degradation over time. It's kind of gross stuff. And if you actually could see this in person, you would actually see, oh, here's the one that's actually right by the tank. You can see it's rusting out on the bottom side. It's stuff that you just don't want by your electrical equipment. And like I said, hope this helps some of you guys out. I'm going to preach it big time. And there's really just no excuse to keep all your electrical equipment in there anymore. So put some reactors or just have some empty space, and maybe put some of this junk that I like to keep out, like your dosing equipment. Put that in there. So catch you later, guys. Have a good one.